So Singh, I'm really grateful to have met you. I met you backstage before you went on online. And what I wanted to speak to you about was, what I was incredibly struck by was the sincerity with which you dealt with questions and criticisms and even mistakes. And I think what you've done for maybe your peers is you've made it okay to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think in an age of everybody just pretending and essentially just basing their way through it. You know?
Yeah. You know what it is? What I've realised in life, and I've learnt it on The Apprentice, and I've learnt it generally in life, being self-reflective is one of the most important skills to have. Understanding that not everybody's perfect, not everyone can do everything. You got to understand where your strengths are, and you use that to develop yourself and become the best person possible you can, and that will just help you in life. And I really feel like that showed on The Apprentice.
But to be fair, I'm more interested, and I try to keep things positive, but I'm more interested in your weaknesses because you're quite honest. You go, look, I don't know what I was doing there. I made a mistake.
Yeah.
And people aren't willing to do that.
Yeah.
They want to make their mistake an untruth. They go, no, that was right.
Yeah.
And I think, how do you move forward if you're not willing to admit your mistakes?
Mistakes.
And I think that was very vulnerable of you to do.
100%.
And I think you won a lot of love from people that would otherwise be willing to. And this cancel culture that exists is because people aren't willing to admit their mistakes.
100%.
You're basically showing there's another way, which is just say, look, I don't know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I made a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to do.
What you're going to do. And I think that's the best way to move forward, because if you just can't admit where you're going wrong, how are you going to ever get better? The moment you realise what you're doing wrong, you can just work on making that thing, just getting things better. So it's a great skill to have, and I feel like it's a brave skill to have as well, because the biggest thing to do is admit where you're going wrong, because it's just, I think it's the coward way out, saying that, oh, now it's okay, or just trying to talk your way out of it, basically.
I agree with that. And you see a lot, ironically, a lot of that on The Apprentice.
Yeah.
People essentially escaping their fate. You can't escape your fate, but essentially they're escaping the boardroom just through lying.
Yeah.
And you didn't really, from what I saw, you didn't really sort of engage with that. No. And again, I think that's quite commendable, brother. And you may have lost it in that Apprentice round, but I think you won a lot of hearts.
100%.
You know
100%. I think Lord Sugar himself, I think I won his heart, and I think he really liked me, and he had a soft spot for me. It's because of that. I had lost 7 tasks in total, and he was just still kept on keeping me in, because he was he could tell that I was willing to learn, and I was willing to just do whatever it takes to go further. So I think I won everyone's heart, and big man, no sugars.
Respect, brother. I think the teaching that comes to my mind is that if you practice, this is not what English saying. Yeah. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. Yeah. It's keep it simple, man. Just tell it as it is and live your life. You know what I mean?
100%. Life's too short. You got to do whatever it takes to just maximise your ability, and that one of the best ways is by being self-reflective, and that's what I want.
The thing that really got my heart, that was, I think, I'm not sure what round it was. It was when you were, people were asking what you were mumbling when you were maybe going to in the firing line. Yeah. And then you made a video. So look, a lot of people were asking questions while I was mumbling, because I was doing my prayers. I was doing Simran. Yeah. The reason I was doing that is because I was.
Yeah, 100%.
And what I found really wonderful about that was the sincerity. Yeah. And who very few people do that. They want to just live a life of lies.
100%.
There's no fear.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we should live in fear either. But but if you are in a fearful state of mind, to be honest about that, because you can confront it. And that was what were your thoughts on that?
I feel like because a lot of people, after watching that first episode and seeing how it went for me being project manager and seeing me mumble, and you could see literally the red in my eyes. I'm humble enough to admit that I was in a state where when good or bad, when things go wrong or good in my life, I go to Waheguru either for thankfulness or for some sort of help. And that was one time I did it, and I'm going to stay authentic to that. And look, I'm in front of Lord Sugar, and I'm trying to fight for £250,000 worth of investment. Of course I'm going to be it's not going to be the best environment. I'm this close to being fired, and then the whole of the community saying, sing Nikki Kitna. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it was a very hard time for me, and you can't hide away from what's in front of you. And I feel like some people in life, whether that's in The Apprentice or whatever, they try to fake who they are, and you will get caught out one day or the other. I know people say fake it till you make it, but then there comes to some sort of barrier that, you maybe actually never make it.
There's a saying that people think that they get punished if they get caught out with their lies. Yeah. But what they don't realise is that when you're lying, you're living in the shadows. Yes. You can live your whole life in the shadows, never get found out, but you look back and your whole life is in the shadows. So what's the point? What's
the point? And I actually have this weird thing in my heart when something happens and I'm not being authentic to myself. It might be something that visually looks good to the world, but in my heart you just don't have that satisfaction. Then what's the point? At the end of the day, people will probably give your praises, a day later they're thinking about their own life now. So, but if in your heart you waking up not happy with something, that's where it's the first L basically. So yeah.
But I think it's ironic. It's actually a beautiful message. The sun's on your face right now, bro. You're not in the shadows right now.
No.
Let's finish up, bro. There's a Shabbat Mother talks about the truth always being present in the past, before time, in fact, in the past, right now, and always. Aad sacha, jugad sacha, hai pi sacha, nanaka, hosi pi sacha. Love, bro.
Love me.
Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa,
Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.
We have been suffering so much. We realize that we have taken birth multiple times, died multiple times, and now we have been given this Manukha Jivan, this life as a human. And now our aim is that we want to be liberated. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh. Sangat Ji, welcome to another episode of Sikhan di Bhagat Mala, where we listen to the Sakhyan of Gursikhs from the time of Guru Ramdas Ji, as mentioned by Bhai Gurdas Ji and retold by Shaheed Bhai Harman Singh Ji. So today's Sakhi is about Bhai Mahanand Ji and Bhai Bidhi Chand Ji. So Bhai Gurdas Ji says in War 11, Pauri number 17, they say Mahapurkh hai Mahanand, Bidhi Chand Buddha Bimala, Vichara. So Mahapurkh hai Mahanand. So Bhai Mahanand Ji is a Mahapurkh, which means a great person, and Bidhi Chand Buddha Bimala Vichara, and Bhai Bidhi Chand Ji has really great wisdom as a Gursikh. So Bhai Mahanand Ji and Bhai Bidhi Chand Ji, they came to the sanctuary of Guru Ramdas Ji and they do a benti ki hey Sache Pacha Ji, we have been suffering so much. We realize that we have taken birth multiple times, died multiple times, and now we have been given this Manukha Jivan, this life as a human. And now our aim is that we want to be liberated. So please tell us, how can we be saved? So we don't have to come back into the cycle of life and death again. So Guru Ramdas Ji then looks at them and says, ki, once you recognize who you truly are, which is Atma Sarup, Atma Paratma Ekko Kare. Once you recognize that you are Atma Sarup and your aim is to become one with Paramatma, then your cycle of life and death will be cut. So even Gurbani says as well, ki man tu jot sarup hai, apna mool pachan. Ki you are telling ourselves, jot sarup hai, tu jot sarup hai, that you are actually sarup, the form of the light, the form of Paramatma, apna mool pachan. And we have come here to recognize our mood, to recognize our root, our origin, where we have come from, and we want to go back there. So Guru Ramdas Ji then says that this is the way you can be liberated. Then those two Gursikhs, they then say to Sache Pacha, Guru Ramdas Ji, ki Guru Saaheb Ji, we recognize ourselves as Khatri. We identify ourselves as Khatri, and that's all we know. Our parents, they were Khatri, and when we were born, they told us that you are Khatri and this is how your life is, and that's all we know about our identity. Now Guru Ramdas Ji then says to them, that your ancestors, your family, your parents gave you this identity because you were born in a Khatri family. They say you are a Khatri and your lifestyle is like that. But that identity is attached to your body. It's not attached to your Atma. So your body, the way you dress up, the way you carry yourself, which then creates this identity, this body is going to remain here. When you leave this world, the body doesn't go with you. In fact, this is the same body that you have identified yourself with. It's going to perish, it's going to go back into the 5 elements. And the next janam you come is a completely different body. So your body will remain here and there's no identity, there's no tags on your Atma. So Guru Sahib says, you are in this body now, in this kapda, in this cloth. And in this cloth, in this body, you are paying for your past life karam. So in this life now, you're paying for your past life karam. And in this body now, in this cloth, you are creating new karam, which then in your next life, you'll be paying for those karam as well. So the mistake we make as Gursikh is that we attach ourselves to this kapda, Karmi ave kapda, nadri mokh duar. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that karam de karke, because our karam we committed in our past life, ave kapda, then we have come into this world wearing a different cloth. Nadri mokh dua. And Guru Sahib says, through Guru's Paramatma's nadar, kirpaa, blessings, mokh dua, that we get to salvation, we get to mukti. So Guru Ramdas Ji tells to Bhai Mahanand and Bhai Bidhi ki recognize this body as just a kapda, which means that you put it on, you use it, and then you take it off. You're not attached to that kapda. And that's how you can be liberated. So then the Gursikhs then say, ki Sache Paatshah Ji, it's easy to say ki recognize this body as a kapda, and you have to recognize your Atma Swarup and not the other tags, attached to your body. But how can we learn about our true self? How can we learn can we are Atma Swarup? And Guru Ramdas Ji says ki you have to listen to Katha, you have to listen to Kirtan, you have to come to Satsang, listen to Kirtan, do Kirtan, listen to Katha. And that's how you will get the Gyan, the wisdom of your Atma. This was how Bhai Mahanand Ji and Bhai Bidhi Chand Ji, then they took the Updesh of Guru Ramdas Ji and daily would go to listen to Katha, Kirtan, the Atma Gyan, and then they were liberated. Sangat Ji, Katha and Kirtan are two sides of a coin that we cannot separate. We cannot just say ki you can only listen to Kirtan or you can only listen to Katha. Guru Ramdas Ji says here both Katha and Kirtan. Through Kirtan, you connect so much with Gurbani, you have that spiritual connection, and then when you listen to the Katha of that Shabad, then you understand the message of Gurbani, of what Maharaj is trying to tell to us. Both Katha and Kirtan has its equal benefits. Now Gurbani says, Jo Prabh ki har Katha sunave, anda na firo tis pichhe viragi. That those who can tell me the Katha of Paramatma, I must sacrifice to them. I want to serve those Gursikhs. Purva karma ankur jab prakate petyo purkha rasaka bairagi. Then what happens is that when the seeds of the past karma, when they come, then you realize ki you, Paramatma, is both the one who created this world and they are the one enjoying it. And this body that I'm in is just because of my karma, and I'm not attached to it. And what happens then when I listen to that Katha, when I understand the message of Gurbani, mityo ander, the darkness of ignorance is gone. Milita har nanak, now I found my Guru, janam janam ki soi jagi. Now for many janams that I have been asleep, I have not lived my life in awakening, now I've awakened and now I know how to live my life. So Guru Sahib says, sun har katha utari mail. That by listening to the Katha of Paramatma, the mal, the dirt of our past karam, of our negative karam, bad actions is all washed away. And Maharaj says about Kirtan, what does Maharaj says? Har Kirtan sune, har Kirtan gave, tis jana dukha nikat nahi aave. So when you listen to Kirtan, when you do Kirtan yourself, what happened to that jana, to that Sikh? Dukha nikat nahi aave. That any form of dukkha will never come to you by singing the praises of Paramatma and listening to the Kirtan of Paramatma. And Sangat Ji, that is how you will learn about your true identity, about your Atma Swarup. So Pula Chukan Dikhima, Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.
He comes up to me and I said, I'm not here to convert everyone, I'm just giving out water. And I told him about Shibi and he said, I'm here to convert you. And I said, you could try. You could tell they know nothing about Sikhi. They've just been programmed to think a certain way, only their way is the way, and everyone else is wrong. He's like to me, Satan is telling you to do this. I'm like, Satan is telling me to get up early in the morning and pray. Satan is telling me to do charity. Satan is telling me to treat everyone as one. My family told me Islam's like an ocean. As you go in, it goes deeper and deeper. I'm not saying this in a rude way, but where I was at the end of my journey, I felt like that ocean of Islam was more like a pond, and Sikhi was the ocean. Sikhi was just vast, it was greater. Muslims, they would ask a really silly one, is Allah in the toilet or something like that? Is Allah in that thing? Is Allah in you? Is Allah in you? Okay, but break all those things down. If you break them all down to a molecular level, everything is atoms. So now let's change the question. Is Allah in every atom? The highest you can achieve is being in the court of Allah. But the way they describe it, non-alcoholic wine, foods have X amount of puria, which is the entities for pleasure. To me, it just sounds like all you have to do is be someone who's an Andrew Tate, someone really wealthy, someone with multiple partners. You can have X amount of foods. To me, it was just like, you can experience that on this world. It's not really a liberation. It comes across as someone man-made has made this. And if you ask me, what is the best thing you could ever want in life? For someone to say, I want to merge with Waheguru, to me that's like the best feeling, you know. But to them, they don't agree with that concept. I love Sikhi so much that if my family didn't want to speak to me, so be it. So if that's the price to pay for Sikhi and you're someone who really wants this path, kids being asked to convert to Islam, if you're someone that knows you're Sikhi, flip the question and say, why shouldn't I be a Sikh? Because a lot of the times they don't know anything about Sikhi. If they ask you, be a Muslim, you say to them, why shouldn't I be a Sikh though? What can your faith offer me that my faith does not offer me? My faith already offers that I don't need to be Islam. Does your faith talk about Sachkhand, achieving Jeev and Mukt in this world? No? Okay, I'm happy being a Sikh. This path is wicked. Look at me now.
When we wake up in the morning, that's our quiet time, our personal time to connect with Paramatma. And throughout the day, when we are driving or we are working a desk job or we are walking, we have earphones in our ears, and we listen to kirtan, we listen to katha, and that's how we connect to Gurbani. Then when we come in the evening, we have a shower, we wind down, and we do reras together as a family, and then we connect back to Paramatma, have our dinner, relax for a bit, and then before we go to sleep, we do our Swala Savdi Bani. So how we want to spend our 24 hours in a day is really important for us to help us then connect back to Paramatma. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Sangat Ji, welcome to another episode of Sikhan Di Bhagat Mala, where we explore the Sakhiyan of Gursikhs from the time of Guru Ramdas Ji, as mentioned by Bhai Gurdas Ji and retold by Shaheed Bhai Mani Singh Ji. So today's Sakhi is about few Gursikhs of Guru Ramdas Ji. Bhai Gurdas Ji says their names are Brahm Das Hai Khotara, Dungar Das Pale Takiara, Deepa Jetha Tirtha Seh Saru Bula Sachiara. So the names of the Gursikhs are Bhai Paramdas, Bhai Dungardas, Bhai Deepa, Bhai Jetha, Bhai Tirtha, Bhai Sesaru, and Bhai Bullaji. So these Gursikhs, they came to the Sharan of Guru Ramdas Ji and do a beinti. All of them have this similar question. They say, Ki Sache Paatshah Ji, please help us. Give us such teaching by which we can be liberated from this world, we can attain mukti. So Guru Ramdas Ji look at all those Gursikhs and give them the same bachan, ki if you want to attain liberation, then within your mind, remove the ego, the humour of your identity. Ki don't recognize yourself as all these great Gursikhs or this Jat Path. Recognize yourself as a Sikh of the Guru, and that your true form is Atma. So Guru Sahib says, remove the pride of your identity from your mind, and if any Sikh come to your home, you must make sure to do their seva wholeheartedly. Then amongst all of you, because there were many of them, if any of the Sikh needs any support or they are going through a trouble or a difficult time, then all of you should come together and do ardas to Guru Sahib ki, Hey Sache Paatshah Ji, please, this Gursikh of yours is going through a tough time. Please help them. So do a collective ardas, because Sangat Ji, we must understand ki when Sangat does an ardas together, it's a beinti to Paramatma, it's a beinti to Guru Sahib, and Guru Sahib will listen to the beinti of the Sangat. Now Sangat together is much, much stronger. It's basically, imagine the whole darbar doing beinti to Guru Sahib for one single Gursikh, and Guru Sahib is going to listen to the Sangat's ardas. And even Mara says, ki which Sangat har prabha vasse jiyo. Ki if you have a tough situation that you're going through and you don't know what to do, then Guru Sahib says here, ki go into Sangat, do beinti to Sangat, ki hey Sangat Ji, I'm going through a tough time, be it a financial crisis, anything to do with Sikhi, and please could you do a collective ardas for me, even though it be a health situation, and the Sangat can do an ardas to Mara ki Sache Paatshah Ji, please help this Gursikhs as you deem fit. Whatever is within your hukum, help us to accept it and help your Gursikh as how you see it fit. So then Guru Ramdas Ji tells the Gursikh ki tusi fir ardas karo and then get together to help that Gursikh, be it a financial crisis, and help them financially. If it's something to do with Sikhi, get together, do Sangat with them. If it's something to do with health, then get together and do job for the Gursikh so that they feel Chardi Kala. So Maharaj tells all of them ki you must be each other's support. Sangat Ji, that's what the unit of Sangat is for us. Guru Sahib says ki as a Sikh, we are not meant to be living alone or doing things on our own. We are meant to be in a community, in a Sangat community, where we become each other's support, not kill each other, not try to, snatch each other's like pagti or fame or name or anything. Is not that. But basic Guru Sahib says ki Sangat vich aake we become each other's support. That's what Sangat is about. Someone is going through a really low time in their life. You come into Sangat and Sangat then motivates you, holds your hand and inspires you. If you feel that pride is coming in because a lot of people are doing your ustad, then go into Sangat and the Sangat will help you to bring down your ego and make you feel humble again. So Mara then says ki first, be each other's support, help each other as Sangat. Now second Upadesh Guru Sahib tells them is build a Dharamsala in your village. Dharamsala or a Gurdwara where everybody comes together and listen to Katha Kirtan daily. So Mara says build a Dharamsala in your village, and when there is Katha Kirtan every day, Guru Sahib says you must go twice a day to the Dharamsala, to Gurdwara, to listen to Katha and Kirtan. And then Mara says ki in the last pair of the night, during Amrit Vela, the last pair of the night, the last 3 hours of the night, wake up, do your Ishnan and remember Waheguru, do your Simran and do your Nityanem, do your part, do your Kirtan. Basically that time is for you to connect to Paramatma. So that's your morning routine. And then throughout the day you do your work, you go to work and then you also do your Sangat, you also listen to Katha Kirtan. Then in the evening, what do you do? In the evening, Guru Sahib says 48 minutes before sunset, during sunset and 48 minutes after sunset. So basically the routine is during this period, you should listen to Katha Kirtan in the Diwan, then listen to Rehras and then end your day that way. So throughout the day, Guru Sahib says, earn an honest living, do your kamai, give your daswanda, listen to Gurbani throughout the day. You have your Amrit Vela, we have given that time to your Guru. Then throughout the day you listen to Gurbani and work. Then in the evening when you come, 48 minutes before Rehras, you listen to Katha Kirtan, then you do your Rehras, and then before sleep, you do your Sohila Sahib Di Bani, and then you go to sleep. So Guru Sahib tells to all those Gursikhs, this is how you should spend your daily life, and that is how then you can be liberated. You can now learn about your true self, and then you will start connecting to Paramatma. So then Sangat Ji, this was then the bachan given by Guru Sahib, and all those Gursikhs, they lived according to the teachings, and this is how they were liberated. So Sangat Ji, this is something very applicable to us as well. Ki when we wake up in the morning, that's our quiet time, our personal time to connect with Paramatma. And throughout the day, when we are driving or we are working a desk job or we are walking, we have earphones in our ears, and we listen to Kirtan, we listen to Katha. And that's how we connect to Gurbani. Then when we come in the evening, we have a shower, we wind down, and we do Rehras together as a family. And then we connect back to Paramatma, have our dinner, relax for a bit, and then before we go to sleep, we do our Sohila Sahib Di Bani. So how we want to spend our 24 hours in a day is really important for us to help us then connect back to Paramatma. So hope you enjoyed this episode. Pulan Chokan Dikhima, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
We were very blessed today to get to speak to some people that were experiencing hopelessness, people that are really suffering, and we were able to help guide them, to let them know that through meditation that you can find peace, you can find love and reconnect to your inner being and keep hope alive within inside yourself and always look for a brighter day. Today my favorite part was talking to this homeless guy. He was suffering so much, and I could see even on his body he had like these deep wounds that were open, and I couldn't believe what the elements had done to him. And he told me a little bit about his story. I tell you, it was heartbreaking, but as I look into his eyes and his face, all I saw was pure love and compassion, and that moved me, because I thought I suffer, and I thought, look, what I've been through is probably nothing compared to what this man is going through, and he still has this innocence and purity and love in his eyes, and that really touched me, and that was my favorite part today.
I definitely know he's there, because when I've tried to kill myself 1 million times, and every time there's been a warm feeling afterwards when it feels better. But then I kind of get lost again. I lost my girlfriend to breast cancer. I then lost my home. I then lost my child.
Oh, Waheguru.
So it was all at once.
You know that digging down deep, right, bro? When it breaks you on the inside, when you're broken down completely on the inside and then you dig down deep, basically your ego gets dissipated. It drops, and all you got is tears in your eyes, and you say, God, only you can help me out of the situation. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
You've been there, yeah?
I have, yeah.
And then we keep chanting Waheguru, Waheguru, and bro, you know what? Then miracles happen, Carl. Do you understand?
They do, yeah.
When we're in that much pain, right? If we do end up killing ourselves and we're gone, right? However we are at the last moment of death, that carries on with us.
I thought that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously we get in so much pain and we think suicide is going to be the way out, but it locks us within that realm of pain that we're in. But do you have any questions about God?
Just struggling, yeah.
Yeah?
Just
let me sit down for a minute. I'll sit down with you in a minute. Well, you got good people like this woman, man.
That's right, yeah. It's very hard, but yeah.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
God bless you.
My faith is there, but it's very tested.
Yeah?
Very tested.
You know what I liked about what that woman just did? She got joy from helping you.
That's right, yeah.
Did you see her face?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
That was beautiful, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I love that about people.
And it's like when people feed you. And
yeah,
know,
man.
Like, there's always going to be food, but it's difficult because the police move you on, like just.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, how do I eat, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, if they move you along here, we'll just say we're just two guys sitting on the floor talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How they can hack it in the free world. You know what I'm saying?
Supposed to be.
I like that you got a very nice nature about you. How is that? Like, how do you cultivate that positivity?
I've got 12 kids.
Oh, wow. Waheguru,
which
wow.
keep me going. And I do have a dog, but the police was trying to take him off me.
Yeah.
Because he's an American Bulldog. So they tried to say he's an XL, but he's not.
Oh, he's beautiful,
so
man.
I give him to my kids, so the police didn't moan. So that's what keeps me going.
You know what? It's all politics, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And do you know what? It's not the dog, it's the owner.
Of course, of course. I can look at that dog and just know how sweet that dog is.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's so well good. He's so well behaved.
You know what? I've always wanted a blue staffy. But that's like when my kid's gonna be about 12, 13, I think I get one.
Yeah.
Because it's a full-time job, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's like another little kid.
It is, definitely, yeah.
Yo, so like, tell me, like, about God. How do you feel? What's, you know?
I definitely know he's there, because when I've tried to kill myself 1 million times. And every time there's been a warm feeling afterwards when it feels better.
Yeah.
But then I kind of get lost again. And that's this lifestyle. It's so draining.
Yeah.
So draining. I mean, obviously I've got cellulitis as well in my legs.
Oh, wow. Waheguru. Oh, my Lord.
So that's really itchy, really sore.
Oh, God bless you.
That's what I mean. So he's trying to get in the B&B to clean it and cover it. Every day is just a struggle.
Oh, my God, bro.
So, yeah.
Yo, man, maybe not to the extent that you felt, but I've been that way in my life too, man. You know, I've been, for like my half my adult life, I've been like messed up, you know? Because like, so I know how it is to be in despair.
I lost my girlfriend to breast cancer.
Yeah.
I then lost my home. I then lost my child.
Oh, Waheguru.
So it was all at once. So then at that moment that's when I tried to kill myself.
Yeah.
At that moment then I kept just trying to kill myself to be with the other side. But,
yeah.
But then I kind of thought, well, if I do succeed in killing myself, what's next?
Yeah.
Am I going in out the frying pan into the fire, or is it going to be better?
Yeah.
Then I thought about my other children, and then it all come together, and so I struggle each day. But
what's your name again, man?
Carl.
Carl. Listen, I'm Jagmeet. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jagmeet.
Carl, listen. So like, let's just talk about this as a philosophy, right? When we're in that much pain, right? If we do end up killing ourselves and we're gone, right? However we are at the last moment of death, that carries on with us.
I thought that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously we get in so much pain and we think suicide is going to be the way out, but it locks us within that realm of pain that we're in. You understand?
Yeah.
Did you ever think, what is the purpose of this human life? Why are we even here?
I think this is the hell, and I think like we're already living hell.
Yeah.
And I think once we're past that's going to be the better side of it.
Did you ever think that this could be either heaven or hell, depending on our circumstances and our mindset?
I don't think this could be the heaven because there's too much wrong in the world.
Let me ask you a question. When you weren't on the streets, yeah, when you had those first babies, you know you got 12 kids, right? When you maybe at one point one of those children that you had, right? Maybe all of those children. Did you not feel pure bliss and thankfulness and joy?
I just felt like I had a purpose in life.
Yeah.
I now had a meaning. And that's what keeps me going now.
Yeah, man. Well, check it, right? I'll just tell you about what Sikh philosophy is, right? And if it can help you in any way, extrapolate from it. You understand? So our philosophy is that we are divinity, yeah? So we believe in the one God, the Ek. We literally call it Ek, the number one, right? So you and I, we've been around since the very beginning of time, right? If you back a time all the way to the Big Bang, it goes back into the one, and poof, this one exploded and it became separate little pieces, and me and you are a small piece of that greater one. So we have the divinity, the power, the love, the light of God within ourselves, right? So in effect, we're separated from the one and in a game, in a pathway, in a journey back to the one, right? So we've been born over and over and over and over again, reincarnation, right? There's 8.4 million birth and death life cycles, meaning that me and you weren't always human. We started off as like amoebas, or like fish life and ant life and this and that and the other, rocks, trees, right? So if you can imagine, we're just protons and neutrons, and they come together and they become a single cell organism, to 2 cells, to 3 cells, more and more and more complex, right? So all these little organisms become a bigger organism, in a point where you become an egg-born animal, then a womb-born animal, you become an animal, and then you go through these life cycles eventually over a period of millions of years, right? In order to finally be blessed with this human body. Right? So me and you, we would have been humans in the past too. Do you understand? We could have been women, men, black, white, old, young, whatever it be. You understand? And the purpose of our human life that we're here is to break free of this life cycle, bro.
Yeah.
To break free of this life cycle of reincarnation, of birth and death, of good and bad, of duality, right? And the only way we do that is by connecting back with the original source, that which is inside of us, that which we came from. So when I look at you and you tell me how much you suffered in your world, I can see your leg needs serious medical attention. Bro, I'm telling you, I've suffered in my life, but it pales to what you're going through. You understand? And the joy and the purity and the love I can see in your face and your eye, I think, wow, that's the blessing, bro.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Do you understand?
Every day is a blessing because I have children, and that's what I see. My children are constantly phoning me, constantly checking I'm all right. They worry all the time, and I'm like, well, you know, this is my life, you know, but...
So Carl, even those children, right, are a blessing from the divine.
That's right, yeah.
Because like, I've got kids, bro, and I know I didn't do anything to deserve those kids. Those kids are a big blessing, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
So even how much
it's amazing to watch them grow and flourish into what they're... Because my son now, my oldest son, I've only got one boy.
Yeah.
My oldest son, I lost my other son.
Oh, Waheguru.
He basically now, he wants to train to be in the Navy.
Oh, sweet, man.
My daughter's being a hairdresser.
Yeah.
And so my youngest is 10.
Good.
And that's where my dog's living at the moment, with them
Yeah,
three.
good.
So, and you know, it's perfect for me because, you know, I've messed up my life, but they're making something of their life.
How old are you, Carl?
I'm 39.
Guess what, bro? Guess
Still
what?
time.
You know what? As long as there's breath in our body, Carl, do you understand? You know what I see in your eyes? I see hope. You understand, bro?
Yeah.
And I tell you what, man, if a man has a vision of a compelling future, if you have belief that it can get better, we can get through hell. We can get through hell and back, right?
Yeah.
And Carl, so I want to just tell you about the reincarnation, our breakthrough, right? Our philosophy, right? And if you can take from this to help yourself, take from it, bro. We believe by chanting the name of God and doing good deeds, doing good things, right? Seva and Simran. Simran is meditating upon the name of God. The name of God that our gurus have given us is Waheguru. But if you know God by a different name, be it Jehovah, Allah, Ram, Lord, or whatever you may know, you can use the Gurmantar, the words Waheguru. Yeah, it's 4 syllables. You can carry over and over and over again. Like I do this all the time. When I can see my monkey mind is going down the wrong path, and I'm going down the path of depression and despair, and I can't even get. So I'm lucky to have a bed, bro.
Yeah.
But I get so paralyzed I can't even get out of that bed. Do you understand? And and then decades go by, months go by. You know what I'm saying? I've experienced sickness and illness in my life too. You understand? And only thing I can do is go dig deep inside myself and say, God, I'm such a failure. I'm such a loser. I've tried my best in life, but nothing's working out. Help me, help me, help me, help me, help. So, Carl, you know that digging down deep, right, bro? That digging down deep. When it breaks you on the inside, when you're broken down completely on the inside, and then you dig down deep, basically your ego gets dissipated. It drops, and all you got is tears in your eyes, and you say, God, only you can help me out of the situation. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
You've been there, yeah?
I have, yeah.
And then we keep chanting Waheguru, Waheguru, and bro, you know what? Then miracles happen, Carl. Do you understand?
They do, yeah.
And you know, like we do, and human beings, we do good things and bad things, right? I was telling you about the life cycles, right? So in our past life, we've done good and we've done bad, right? And then we reap the rewards in this lifetime. So those children are blessings from a past lifetime.
Yeah,
do you understand, bro?
I get that, yeah.
And like the hard times that we go on, it can change. And the only thing that breaks bad karma, right? It's like a mountain. It's like, imagine a mountain of bad karma is there. It's never. We got to work through that karma. So the good things that are coming, they're gonna come. The bad things that are coming, they're gonna come, no matter what. That's right. Right? But if you want to break the bad, Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Every time you chant the name of God, is burning out mountains of karma. Do you understand, bro? Every time you just say it once, that's the power of the name of God. Yeah? And I'm telling you, brother, I've experienced this in my own lifetime. So my life of hell, right, through connection to divinity, becomes a life of peace and love and giving and humanity and heaven. It becomes heavenly, bro. Do you understand?
I get that, yeah.
And Carl, like, if you know sweetness, right? You got sour on your tongue, you got bitter, you've got all these taste buds, right? If you've never tasted sweetness, and how can I explain to you sweetness exists?
You wouldn't be able to, would you?
If I say, Carl, sweet is so good, it tastes like this, I couldn't, and I say, Carl, you must believe in sweetness. And but that's what people like believe in God or experience God. They're trying to explain it to somebody else, but guess what? If I want you to believe in sweetness, I could just get some candy or an ice cream, give it to you, you lick it, and I don't have to explain it to you.
That's right, yeah.
You've tasted it for yourself, you can experience it for yourself, right? So that God is the same way, bro. If you ingest the name of God, meditate upon the name of God, even while you're sitting here, bro, right? This Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. And when you get emotional, right, thinking about life, put that to God's feet. Say, God, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. And bro, guess what? Then you can break through this veil of ego, this veil of falsehood. You can pierce through it and you can feel divinity. And bro, in that leaflet I showed you, look, there is something called the 10th gateway, the Dasam Dwar. Can you see that picture right down there?
Yeah.
Right? There's a spot on your head right here at the top, the anterior fontanel. That's where you can know the bliss of God. So guess what, bro? You experience God, pure bliss, pure ananda, we call it. Do you understand, bro? So it goes from a trust and a belief into an experience. And once you taste this, once you experience this, there's no going back. And guess what? If you die in a place of knowing and experience, then you go back to God. And the name of God is that powerful that can break all bonds, break all pain, right? And put you in a state of bliss, right, bro? And then you break free of the karma and you break free of the bonds of this life. And that's what we're here for. And guess what, Carl? People like you and me that have suffered in our lives, right? Guess what? That suffering, bro, actually ends up being the blessing. Because if me and you were balling, let's say we were millionaires with Lamborghinis and fame and fortune, and we were movie stars and everything that the world wants, right? Those people sometimes don't have the need to even cry out for God once.
Yeah.
So then we got to think, what is good and bad? Because to me, the best things in my life is when I've been broken so much that I cry out for divinity. That I say, God, I can no longer hand this life. I want to check out. I'm ready to check out. Check me out or show me you exist. You understand, bro? And like, I actually start speaking to God in reality. Do you understand, Carl? So all those painful moments in life, because pain's a guarantee, it's going to come to everybody.
That's right, yeah.
If we can utilize that and put it at the feet of God and say, God, show me, make it a personal relationship, bro. You understand? Then I'm telling you, you can feel divinity.
Yeah.
You understand? And like, to the point, right? Like, all the saints and all of humanity, what they used to do is they used to leave society and go off into the mountains and pray and become like, oh, holy, this, that, the other.
Because them idiots over there, but carry on, yeah.
I'm with you, bro. We're going to stand, we're going to do what we want.
Yeah, no.
If they want to say something, I'm with you. You're chatting to me, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing I'm all about, bro, fighting for our rights. I don't think those guys can say anything to two guys sitting on the street and talking.
They do.
That's fine, let them come, because, yo, Carl, I got your back here, man. Because I don't like that. If they're going to say something to you, that's not right. You're not hurting anybody, you're not bothering anybody, you understand?
Yeah.
So Carl, why, like, you know why we're out in the streets, right? Because the whole world is moving away from religion. People are becoming atheists by the millions, do you understand? And I'm not concerned about pushing religion, do you understand? I'm not saying join my religion or go to that religion.
Just trying to make the world acknowledge that there is something there.
You know, the whole world's trying to tell us that all we got is nothing. That it's just you against everything. But guess what? Divinity lies in you. Divinity lies in me. God, I'm here to tell the world God is real, and we don't have to believe in God. You can experience God.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go to somebody special, go to somewhere special, or pay somebody, or say you pray for me, bro. I'm telling you, everything is inside you, and you can connect directly. And guess what? When you connect directly to to divinity, I've experienced it in my life, everything changes. Hell becomes heaven. Do you understand, bro? I'm telling you, it happens right here. Because if me and you are suffering so much, that we're in so much pain, as soon as we die, we remain that way. And then we get born again, and that comes again and again. Yeah. We're here to work through that pain. I'm telling you, Carl, yeah?
That's it, yeah.
If I've cut my pain through knowing divinity, right? That's just my pain, but I know the whole world is suffering. Like our Guru know the whole world suffering. That's our responsibility. Go out in the streets and say, bro, we're here for you. Like the Sikhs, right? Come to our temples, our Gurdwaras, and we'll feed you. Because you're our brother.
Yeah.
You understand?
Everybody's equal.
Bro, I'm a hard-working man. Every day I'm thinking, how am I going to pay my next paycheck, this, that, the other? How am I going to feed my little kids? I ain't balling out of control. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm in the grind every single day myself. But guess what, bro? I'm in my mid-40s. I'm never going to give up. Do you understand? I'm never going to give up. Whatever happens in life, right? And you know what? This trick of the mind, this belief in divinity, it can get you through anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you said that you had the despair and you were going to end it, but then you felt that warm feeling, right? That warm feeling didn't come from somewhere else. It came from
inside, yeah. That's right.
So, Carl, this is what we're talking about. Do you understand? Like, you've probably experienced more than most people have already. Do you understand? So you know it's a reality. And Carl, I don't know what it is about you. I can see it in your eyes. Do you understand? Somebody like you could probably progress way faster than somebody like me. Do you understand?
About that, but yeah.
No, you know why I say that, right? Because in this, like, I look religious, right? Just because I've got a turban and a beard and I may talk about God, it doesn't mean that I'm going to go to heaven or be in the experience. I'm going to go to God when I die, because if I haven't cleaned the inside of my heart and my body and my soul, if I haven't done that internal work to make myself saintly and God-like, right? Become God created us in the image of God, right? If I remain my evil, selfish self, then I'll be stuck in the darkness. So I've got all this internal work to do. So to me, this religion of Sikhi is a technology, and chanting the name of God is how I get over my ego, dissipate it, humble myself, right? Break those barriers on the inside. Know that I belong at the feet of people like you, because you are the creation of God and we are the Khalsa. The Khalsa is the army of God, and we're here to protect and serve humanity. Do you understand?
Yeah, we do.
So I'm not going to say, oh, does Carl have like nice clothes on, he's got a nice car, and then he's my brother. Bro, you're almost 40, right? I could have met you, you could have been balling out of control. Do you understand?
Yeah.
This is life circuit. I could come back next year and you could have everything at your feet. You're my brother then and you're my brother now.
Yeah.
There's no difference. Do you understand? So for us, we gotta love each other, take care of each other, see each other, you know what I'm saying? Communicate with each other.
Yeah.
And above all, let each other know that we came from the same place and we have the same opportunity. So Carl, as long as we have breath in our bodies, we can use that breath to connect to divinity. And you know what, bro? For the longest time, right? I thought like this, your belly button, you got a diaphragm, and there's something called a nabi there. And the nabi, basically you breathe deep into your body. I never did that my whole life, bro. I was just breathing up to the top of my lungs, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, is it broken from here on down, right? And then through the blessing of God, I went through so much pain and I had to humble myself, lower myself. And then one day I breathed deeply into my gut, and I brought that good mantra into my breathing, and I breathed in Waheguru. Do you understand? So you breathe in the name of God, and guess what? It acts as a cleansing mechanism, right? That it cleans your body, cleans your karma, cleans your soul, and it cleans your mind, right? And bro, I'm telling you, it improves your life. And guess what? When we have a more cleansed mind, and we can see reality clearly, then we see opportunities. Do you understand, bro?
Yeah.
You spot opportunities, and then divinity brings people together, like divinity brought us together. I could be talking to anybody. You could not give me the time of day. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's like there's something that connected us to bring us together, and I've got no hidden agenda here. Do you understand? My agenda is to bro, like God help me. I want God to bless you when more God's blessed me. And guess what? Somebody like yourself could go help the next man.
Yeah.
And me, my only goal is, right, to keep coming back to help people. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because I can see this is the only, money's not the answer. Fame is not the answer. Riches, all we have is each other, bro.
That's right, yeah.
Do you understand? And the whole world has taught everybody that God doesnn't exist. To the atheist, I would ask.
It's now come to the point where everybody just thinks this is it. This is all we have, but it's not. As you know yourself, it's about seeing the wider picture, which people don't see that these days.
Yeah, and you know what? Even in our despair, right? It doesn't feel like that, because the world is in so much pain, and so many bad things happen that they think, then why would God let that happen?
Yeah.
It's God. God's not up there punishing or rewarding.
Life has its courses, though, doesn't it? Life has its cycles, so everything happens anyway. Whether there's a God or not a God, but it's going to happen because that's the life cycle.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, unfortunately.
And bro, it's kind of like, like we have free will, right? And we've got free will to either like choose right or choose wrong, choose love or choose fear and choose hate. Yeah. And I know when I'm stuck if I'm stuck without God, this energy of divinity, right? I will choose fear, and I will choose pain, and I will choose hate, because I'm just a regular human being, and I'm thinking, I'm in survival mode, bro, right? And in survival mode, I get consumed by my own hatred and evil. Yeah. Do you understand? And to break free of that, once I start chanting the name of God, divinity comes into my life, and I can see that, you know what? Everybody's in pain, and I've got to reduce my own pain and spread love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what we're out here doing, bro.
I'm going to go and get some food.
Let's do it. Let me buy you some food. And
I'm all right. I'll go up there to Greg's. I'm going to get something hot.
Okay, let me sort you out too, okay?
Go on then.
Yeah, your call. God bless you. Okay? Honestly, pleasure, okay? Thank you very much.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.
What time did you leave home today?
We left around 10:15.
The drive-in was okay. It wasn't too bad.
How long have you been waiting?
For 3 hours.
We came early so that we can have a good spot to see everything.
It's one of the largest annual events in the city, and 2024 has proved no exception. Thousands arrived in downtown Toronto on Sunday to take part in Khalsa Day celebrations, including the iconic parade that made its way through the city in the early afternoon. The parade getting started at the Better Living Center before heading down Lakeshore, turning up York and continuing along University before one final turn heading to City Hall.
Yes, so the parade is basically when it's like everybody coming together. This is not just about us celebrating amongst ourselves. We bring it to the center of the city so that everyone in the city can come together and celebrate as one.
And with this year's event now in their rear view, planning for next year gets underway tomorrow.
Because there are two big venues, CNE as well as City Hall. So I need to make sure that they all tie down. Overall, for managing the parade, we have 500 plus volunteers. The parade marshals, yes.
Is this your first time seeing the parade here in Toronto?
First time live. First time I will see. Every year we come here.
Great, great.
Good for everything.
Anything in particular you're looking forward to seeing in the parade?
Yeah, there is a martial arts going on in the parade, so we are very anxious to see that.
I'm looking forward to learning about my culture, listening to the kirtan.
Participating in the Nagar Kirtan.
Yeah, it's been almost 13 years we are coming here.
Every year for 13 years?
Yes, every year.
I want to say to everyone, congratulations, our Khalsa Devs to whole world.
On University, David Zura, City News.
ਮਾਨ ਨੇ ਸਨਮਾਨ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਾਸ
ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਮੂਲੀਅਤ ਪਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਗੁਰੂ ਕੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੇ ਰੂਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਜ਼ਰੀਨ ਹੋ। ਸਮਾਗਮ ਆਪਣੇ ਇਮਦਾਦ ਵੱਲ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਵੱਧ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੰਗਤੀ ਰੂਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੰਜ਼ਰ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਣ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਚੱਲ ਰਹੇ ਸਮਾਗਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਕੇ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਤੋਂ ਬੈਸਟ ਵਿਸ਼ੇਸ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸੋ ਹੁਣ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਬਾਪੂ ਨੇ ਜਿਸ ਦਿਨ ਜਫਰਨਾਮਾ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਦਿਨ ਜੋ ਵਰਡ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਸ਼ੁੱਧ ਕੇ ਚੁੰ ਬਚਨੇ ਕੁਛ ਤੇ ਚਾਰ ਕਿ ਬਾਕੀ ਬਿਨਾ ਦਸਤ ਪੇਚੀਦਾ ਮਾਰ
ਆਪੇ ਆ ਜਾਣਾ ਆ ਲਾਈਟਾਂ ਕੋ ਫੜੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
ਭਾਜੀ ਇੰਨੇ ਭਟੂਰੇ ਰੱਖੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ
ਸਟੇਜ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ
हाँ ये सस्ती वाली है ना वो
क्यों ऐसे बड़ा दिख रहा है खुद को देखना है
भाई साहब भाई जगजीत सिंह ने
मैंने फोन किया था उनको तो बोला तो नहीं आया
साडे महान
ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ ਮਿਲ ਗਏ
ਕੌਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਵਿਲੱਖਣਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਇਹ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਵਾਹੋ ਵਾਹੋ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਆਪੇ ਗੁਰਚੇਲਾ ਪੰਜਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਪੰਜ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਥਾਪ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਕੰਮ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ 'ਚ ਰੈਪਰ ਬਣਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਰੈਪਰ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਕੌਮ ਦਾ ਰਾਸਤਾ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਵਰਣ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾਸਾ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਤਮਾਸ਼ਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਕਾਰ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਹਾਨਤਾ ਹੈ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 84 ਲੱਖ ਜੂਨ ਦੱਸੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਹਰ ਜੂਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰੇਕ ਨੂੰ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਅਵਤਾਰ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਰੂਪ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਰੂਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੀਆਂ ਲੋੜਾਂ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਾਸ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਦਾਤ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਦੀ ਕਲੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਦੇ
शुरू ही नहीं होता काम
पर करिए
आज आना तीन एक साथ से आ जा इधर आ यार
डस्टबिन बने उधर बाबा जी खड़े हैं मैंने लिखा था
Now I going ask to the mayor of the great city, Olivia Chow, come on the stage, say a few words.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa and Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Congratulations on a wonderful Khalsa Day parade and happy Vaisakhi. And I'm so honored to welcome all of you to City Hall. It's wonderful to celebrate Vaisakhi together. And through the years, Khalsa Day parade always brought joy and inspiration for my late husband, Jack Layton. He would never miss 1 year. And as I've seen through the years, the parade have grown in size, in spirit, and is one of the largest parade on the street in the Greater Toronto area. I've long admired the Khalsa tradition, It's based on the principles of freedom, equality, justice, and generosity. And this spirit of sharing, sewa, selfless community services has long been an inspiration for me. Every dish you cook, every meal you serve, every plate of food is your faith in action. It's lending a helping hand to others, focusing on your neighbor instead of yourself. That principle is very dear to my heart, which is why my late husband and I in the 80s, late 80s, we started a student nutrition program in school, because we know when children is hungry, they cannot learn. And now we serve every day right here in Toronto 220,000 meals a day in our schools. And it is that spirit, it is that faith that is now spreading, not just in Toronto. Your faith continues to inspire those in power, those in government. So just recently, this nutritious school food program has been made national. So every kid, not just kids in Toronto, will also have a meal, a nutritious meal in school. Isn't that wonderful? It is these values that help us build a stronger city, values that help your neighbor and your community to make sure everyone is cared for, that no one goes hungry, that everyone has a roof over our heads. Those are the values that make our city a more welcoming and a caring place. Today's parade is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for Torontonians to celebrate with Sikh Canadians and learn more your custom, your traditions, your faith, and the values that I learned, that I take every day to bring to my work as mayor, that caring, that sense of justice, equality, those are the values that we must all learn. So by holding events like Khalsa Day Parade, you are fostering better understanding between people of all backgrounds, and bring to light our motto, our diversity, our strength, because you are in fact our strength. So as mayor, on behalf of City Council, I am proud to officially proclaim today, April 28th, as Khalsa Day in the city of Toronto. And thank you to the Ontario Sikhs and Gurdwara Council and the Sikh community for today's parade. Yes, yes. Today, let's build a more caring and more affordable and safe city where everyone belongs. Happy Vaisakhi.
Sorry, before you go. ਮੇਅਰ ਓਲੀਵੀਆ ਚਾਓ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੁਖਾਤਬ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ। ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਕੌਂਸਲ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਰਮਨ ਕੌਰ, ਬਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਪੰਡੋਰੀ, ਮਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਪਰਮਾਰ ਤੇ ਅੰਕਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਗਰੇਵਾਲ ਪਲੈਕ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਨਮਾਨ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਜੀ। ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਅਗਲੇ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਜਸਟਿਨ ਟਰੂਡੋ, and I would please to introduce Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to all of you. Prime Minister, please.
Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh. Happy Vaisakhi, Joyeux Vaisakhi. I want to thank the Ontario Sikhs and Gurdwara Council for organizing this extraordinary event once again today. It is always so amazing to be back at the Khalsa Day celebrations. I'm happy to be here with Ministers Kara, Ananda Sangari and Valdez, along with our great MPs, Sonia, Shafkat, Ruby, Maninder, Judy and Paul. And it's Great to see so many different mayors, leaders, other parliamentarians. This is truly an occasion that gathers us from across the city, from across the country to celebrate alongside you. Marking the creation of the Khalsa, Vaisakhi brings together friends and family. And speaking of friends and family, I know that many of you have loved ones that you want to see more often. That's why our government has negotiated a new agreement with India to add more flights and more routes between our countries, and we will keep working with our counterparts to add even more flights, including to Amritsar. Vaisakhi, c'est l'occasion de reconnaître les valeurs qui sont au cœur du sikhisme. Des valeurs comme la générosité, la communauté, l'honnêteté et le seva, le dévouement envers les autres. In April, we also celebrate Sikh Heritage Month. When our government first introduced Sikh Heritage Month 5 years ago, Canada became the first country in the world to recognize this month officially. It is a moment to celebrate the remarkable contributions of Sikh Canadians, from the railroads to the world wars to science, art, business, and of course politics. And as we come to an end of this year's Sikh Heritage Month, I want to remind everyone that the story of the Sikh community in Canada is in fact the story of Canada. This is what Canada is all about, working together to build a better future for everyone. Just a few weeks ago, we released our budget 2024, which is a plan to build more homes faster, to hire more doctors and nurses, and to help with the costs of dental care and diabetes medications. We're also giving authorities more resources to crack down on auto theft. And we're helping Sikh Canadians tell your stories. We're supporting a space in the Royal Ontario Museum dedicated to Sikh arts, culture, and heritage with an investment of $6 million. We'll be working closely with the Sikh Arts and Culture Foundation, and this space will be created by, with, and for the Sikh community. We're also giving funding to the Indus Media Foundation to complete their short film highlighting the shared military heritage of Canadian and Indian soldiers in the world wars. But we gather here today to remember that one of Canada's greatest strengths is its diversity. We are strong not in spite of our differences, but because of our differences. But even as we look at these differences, we have to remember and get reminded on days such as this and every day that Sikh values are Canadian values. Truth, justice, openness, compassion, service, human rights. These are the values at the heart of Sikhism. These are the values at the heart of Sikh Canadian communities, but they're also values at the heart of all Canadians. To the nearly 800,000 Canadians of Sikh heritage across this country, we will always be there to protect your rights and your freedoms, and we will always defend your community against hatred and discrimination. Je tiens à dire aux 800,000 Canadiens d'origine sikh d'un bout à l'autre de ce pays qu'on va toujours protéger vos droits et vos libertés. That's why we're enhancing the security infrastructure program, adding more security at community centers and places of worship, including in Gurdwaras. Your right to practice your religion freely and without intimidation is exactly that, a fundamental right guaranteed in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms that we will always stand up and defend you for. We will stand with you once again on this wonderful day of celebrations. Happy Vaisakhi. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh. Merci.
On behalf of Ontario Sikh and Gurdwara Council ਤੇ ਸਾਰੀ ਹੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੰਗਤ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਜਸਟਿਨ ਟਰੂਡੋ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜੀ ਸਨਮਾਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਜਸਪਾਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਹੂਨੀਆ, ਅੰਕਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਗਰੇਵਾਲ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਹੋਰ ਅਹੁਦੇਦਾਰ ਕੌਂਸਲ ਵੱਲੋਂ। Thank you very much, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his team for coming here and participating. Thank you. And now, I would like to introduce leader of official opposition, federal level, common sense conservative leader, Mr. Pierre Poilievre.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. It is an honor to be here today with Common Sense Conservative Deputy Leader Tim Uppalji, Shadow Finance Minister for the Common Sense Conservatives, Jaz Halanji, Common Sense Conservatives candidates Parm Gill, Ron Chinzer, and Don Stewart, and of course the great Arpan Kanaji. Ontario Gurdwara Sikh Council, thank you for your invitation. Today we celebrate the great values of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Guru of Sikhism, who brought home the Khalsa, a Khalsa that taught purity, honesty, and freedom. A Khalsa that celebrates the harvest, where you bring home the fruits of your labor. A Khalsa that calls on all to give selflessly through seva. And boy, do you ever need to give selflessly these days, because there is so much suffering today in Canada. Everything is broken. Our people are hungry, with 2 million lined up at food banks, half of Canadians risking their health eating food that has gone rotten or is too old. We see housing costs that have doubled over the last 9 terrible years. Crime, chaos, drugs and disorder, extortions, car thefts, and even assassinations without any criminal charges going ahead whatsoever. People have never felt so endangered as they do now after 9 years. But the good news is life was not like this before, and it won't be like this after. We will rely on the great Sikh values that Guru Gobind Singh brought forward, values of equality for the common people. The Guru said that there should be no caste system, no people on the top dictating down and pushing the people down. Everyone would be Singh, a lion that is strong enough to bring home for his family. That is the country we're going to bring home again. We're going to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. We will bring in jail, not bail, for repeat violent offenders. We will block the car thieves from taking cars out through the port of Montreal, so that you'll know that when you wake up in the morning, your car will be there. We'll stand up for the Sikh people by fighting to bring a direct flight to Amritsar, something the current government has failed to do after 9 long years. Direct flights already exist from Singapore, Malaysia, Italy, Uzbekistan, UK, and countless other countries. We need a direct flight to Amritsar, and we need a national blue seal so that professionals that come here from Punjab or anywhere else can take a test, prove they're qualified, and work as nurses, doctors, and other highly paid professionals. The message of the Khalsa is a universal message. Yes, it is a Sikh message, but it is a message that all peoples can embrace. It is a message of common sense for all of our people. The common sense of the common people united for our common home. Your home, my home, our home. Let's bring it home. Bole so nihal. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Leader Piara. And now, on behalf of Ontario Sikh and Gurdwara Council, Ajmer Singh, Mahinder Singh, Sarjinder Bains, and Ranjit Sandhu is going to give an honor to leader. And I would like, if the leader of opposition can just give a minute, and he can give an honor to Mr. Sukhdeep Chakriya, who is heavyweight world champion, and he represents Canada in boxing. So I would request if Sukhdeep Chakriya and Paramjit Singh Gill, they come on the stage and get recognized by the leader.
Here, let's get the fight stance. Let's get the fight stance going.
Lovely.
Thank you. No uppercuts, please. Good to see you.
ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸੁਖਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਚੱਕਰੀਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਬਾਕਸਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਮੱਲਾਂ ਮਾਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਾਣ ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਬਾਕੀ ਹੋਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਰੋਲ ਮਾਡਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਬਣ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ ਜਗਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਲੀਡਰ NDP, Jagmeet Singh, federal NDP leader, ਜੇ ਉਹ ਸਟੇਜ ਤੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਸਾਂਝੇ ਕਰਨ ਤੇ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਦੇ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਦੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਸੈਲੀਬ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੋਣ। ਜਗਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ।
ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਆਓ ਗੱਜ ਕੇ ਫਤਿਹ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰੋ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਜਨਾ ਦਿਵਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਹੋਣ, ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਹੋਣ। ਬੜੇ ਮਾਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਲੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਦੇਖੋ, ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਵੱਡੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਨੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਭਾਈਚਾਰਾ ਦੇ ਇਕੱਠ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਜਨਾ ਦਿਵਸ ਮਨਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਾਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਕਾਰੇ ਗੂੰਜ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਨ, ਬਹੁਤ ਮਾਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ। ਨਾਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੋ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਖੋਜ ਕਰੀਏ, ਖਾਲਸਾ ਬਣਿਆ ਇਨਸਾਫ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਬੇਇਨਸਾਫੀ ਦੇ ਖਿਲਾਫ ਲੜਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਦੇ ਖਿਲਾਫ ਲੜਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਬਣਿਆ, ਇਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਆ। ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਹੋਵੇ। ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੇਇਨਸਾਫੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਮਨੁੱਖੀ ਅਧਿਕਾਰਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਉਲੰਘਣਾ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਉੱਥੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੋਢੇ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਈਏ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਅਨਾਉਂਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਜੋ ਇਸ ਸਾਲ 40ਵਾਂ ਵਰ੍ਹੇਗੰਢ ਹੋਣ ਚੱਲੀ ਹੈ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੋ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਨਸਲਕੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੋਇਆ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਰੈਕਗਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਵਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਬੇਇਨਸਾਫੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਕਦਮ ਹੈ। ਇਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ। ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੋ ਪਟੀਸ਼ਨ ਆਪਾਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਮ-ਹੁਮਾ ਕੇ ਦਸਤਖਤ ਕਰੋ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਟੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰੋ। ਆਪਾਂ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਭੇਜਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਤੱਕ ਕਿ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਮੰਗ ਆ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਹੋਵਾਂਗੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਜੈਨੋਸਾਈਡ ਰੈਕਗਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕੀਤਾ। ਇਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਆ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਕੌਮ ਦੀ ਤਰੱਕੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਅੱਗੇ ਵਧਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੋ ਬੇਇਨਸਾਫੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰੈਕਗਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ। ਸੋ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਵਾਲੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੀਏ। ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਜੋ ਮਨੁੱਖੀ ਅਧਿਕਾਰਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਉਲੰਘਣਾ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਨੁਮਾਇੰਦਗੀ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ। ਨਾਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਕੁਝ ਅਪਡੇਟਸ ਦੇਣਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੰਦ ਸਭਾਵਾਂ ਉਹ ਮਿਲਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਇਸ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਤੱਕ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ 65 ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵੱਧ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਗਰਮੀਆਂ ਤੱਕ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਾਣ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦਵਾਇਆ। ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਜੋ ਮੈਡੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਡਾਇਬੀਟੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਮੁਫਤ ਕਰਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਸਿਹਤ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਚਤ ਵੀ ਹੋਗੀ ਤੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਬਚਤ ਹੋਗੀ। ਜੋ ਡਾਇਬੀਟੀਜ਼ ਮੈਡੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਡਿਵਾਈਸਿਸ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਦਵਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜੋ ਮਹਿੰਗਾਈ ਆ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਮਹਿੰਗਾਈ ਇਸ ਲਈ ਵੱਧ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕੋਰਪੋਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਲਾਲਚ ਕਰਕੇ। ਆਪਾਂ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਸ ਲਾਲਚ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣਾ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੈਗੇ ਹਾਂ। ਆਪਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੜੇ ਹਾਂ। ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਇੰਨੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੁਛ ਦਾਸ ਤੇ ਜੋ ਆਈਡੀਆਜ਼ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ। ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਫੇਰ ਫਤਿਹ ਦੀ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਓ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਜਗਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਕੌਮੀ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਖੜਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਕੌਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੜਦੇ ਨੇ। ਹੁਣ ਬਲਜਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਬਰਾੜ, ਸਰਜਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੋਹਤਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਗੁਰਿੰਦਰਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਭੁੱਲਰ ਤੇ ਜਸਵੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜਾਇਸਵਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਜਗਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਹੋਣਾ ਦਾ ontario ਸਿੱਖ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਕੌਂਸਲ ਦੇ ਬਿਹਾਫ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚਿੰਨ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਯਾਦਗਾਰੀ ਚਿੰਨ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਆ।
ਭਗਤ ਧੰਨਾ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ 1415 ਈਸਵੀ ਨੂੰ ਰਾਜਸਥਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਟੋਂਕ ਜ਼ਿਲ੍ਹੇ ਦੇ ਪਿੰਡ ਧੁਆਨ ਕਲਾਂ ਵਿਖੇ ਹੋਇਆ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਿਤਾ ਭਾਈ ਪੰਨਾ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਮਾਤਾ ਰੀਵਾ ਜੀ ਸਨ। ਬਚਪਨ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਭਗਤ ਧੰਨਾ ਜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਸਧਾਰਨ ਤੇ ਮਿਹਨਤੀ ਸਨ। ਉਹ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸੰਤਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਵਿਦਵਾਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਦਾ ਆਨੰਦ ਮਾਣਦੇ ਸੀ। ਭਗਤ ਧੰਨਾ ਜੀ ਭਗਤ ਰਾਮਾਨੰਦ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਰਧਾਲੂ ਬਣ ਗਏ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਵਿੱਚ 3 ਸ਼ਬਦ ਦਰਜ ਹਨ। ਭਗਤ ਧੰਨਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਪਖੰਡਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਖਤ ਸ਼ਬਦਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੰਡਨ ਕੀਤਾ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੂਰਤੀ ਪੂਜਾ ਨੂੰ ਵਿਅਰਥ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਤੇ ਨਿਰਗੁਣ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਦੀ ਭਗਤੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੱਗ ਗਏ। ਆਪ ਜੀ 60 ਵਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ ਬਤੀਤ ਕਰਕੇ 1475 ਈਸਵੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਕਾਲ ਚਲਾਣਾ ਕਰ ਗਏ।
बहादुर सिमरे
पै काहू को देत नह नह पै मानत आन। श्री गुरु तेग बहादुर साहिब जी का जन्म 5 अप्रैल 1621 ਨੂੰ ਮਾਤਾ ਨਾਨਕੀ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਕੁੱਖੋਂ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਵਿਖੇ ਹੋਇਆ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ 5ਵੇਂ ਅਤੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਛੋਟੇ ਸੁਪੁੱਤਰ ਸਨ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਮਾਤਾ ਗੁਜਰੀ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਇਆ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਰਵੰਸਦਾਨੀ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਜਨਮ ਦਿੱਤਾ। 30 ਮਾਰਚ 1664 ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰਗੱਦੀ ਮਿਲਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸਮੁੱਚੀ ਮਾਨਵਤਾ ਨੂੰ ਸਰਬ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਉਪਦੇਸ਼ ਦੇਣ ਲਈ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰਕ ਦੌਰੇ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੇ। ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨਗਰ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਵਸਾਇਆ। ਇਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਹਾਕਮ ਔਰੰਗਜ਼ੇਬ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਜਨਤਾ ਉੱਤੇ ਬੇਹਿਸਾਬ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਸਨ। ਜਦੋਂ ਕਸ਼ਮੀਰੀ ਪੰਡਤਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਅਗਵਾਈ ਹੇਠ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਅੱਗੇ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਧਰਮ ਨੂੰ ਬਚਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਫਰਿਆਦ ਕੀਤੀ ਤਾਂ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੇ 11 ਨਵੰਬਰ ਸਨ 1675 ਨੂੰ ਚਾਂਦਨੀ ਚੌਕ ਵਿਖੇ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਧਰਮ ਦੀ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਲਈ ਆਪਣੇ 3 ਸਿੱਖ ਭਾਈ ਮਤੀ ਦਾਸ ਜੀ, ਭਾਈ ਸਤੀ ਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਅਤੇ ਭਾਈ ਦਿਆਲਾ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅੱਜ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸੀਸਗੰਜ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੁਸ਼ੋਭਿਤ ਹੈ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਹਿੰਦ ਦੀ ਚਾਦਰ ਵੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ 59 ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤੇ 57 ਸ਼ਲੋਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਦਰਜ ਹਨ।
ਕਰ ਨਾਉ ਨਿਧਿਆਵਾ ਤਾਏ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਿਮਰੇ।
ਜਪਿਓ ਜਿਨ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਗੁਰੂ, ਫਿਰ ਸੰਕਟ ਜੋਨ ਗਰਭ ਨਾ ਆਇਓ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਡੇ YouTube ਚੈਨਲ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਇਸ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਪੁਰਬ ਦੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਚੈਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰਿਓ ਜੀ। ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਪੁਰਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਗ੍ਰਹਿ ਵਿਖੇ ਮਾਤਾ ਭਾਨੀ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਕੁੱਖ ਤੋਂ ਸੰਮਤ 1620 ਨੂੰ ਹੋਇਆ। ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਗੋਇੰਦਵਾਲ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿਖੇ ਹੋਇਆ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਪਾਲਣ ਪੋਸ਼ਣ ਪਿਤਾ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਅਤੇ ਨਾਨਾ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਦੇਖ ਰੇਖ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਇਆ, ਜਿਸ ਸਦਕਾ ਸੇਵਾ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਸਿਆਣਪ ਸਤਕਾਰ ਨੇਮ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਨਿਮਰਤਾ ਸ਼ਾਂਤ ਸੁਭਾਅ ਵਰਗੇ ਗੁਣ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰਗਟ ਹੋਏ। ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਦੋਹਿਤਾ ਬਾਣੀ ਕਾ ਬੋਹਿਥਾ, ਉੱਥੇ ਭੱਟਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਪਮਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਤੈ ਜਨਮਤ ਗੁਰਮਤ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਪਛਾਣਿਓ, ਭਾਵ ਕਿ ਹੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਚਪਨ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਸਰੂਪ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦੀ ਪਛਾਣ ਕਰ ਲਈ ਹੈ। 18 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਿਤਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰਿਆਈ ਦੇ ਯੋਗ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਗੁਰਗੱਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਅਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨਾਂ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਰਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਇਕੱਤਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਭਗਤ ਬਾਣੀ ਦਾ ਖਜ਼ਾਨਾ ਵੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਸੌਂਪ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਇਸ ਕਾਰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਭਰਾ ਬਾਬਾ ਪ੍ਰਿਥੀ ਚੰਦ ਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਰਾਜ਼ ਹੋ ਗਏ। ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਕਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਹਾਨ ਕਾਰਜ ਕੀਤੇ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਬਣਾਏ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸਰੋਵਰ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਪੂਰੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਸ ਵਿਚਕਾਰ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਨਿਰਮਾਣ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ। ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਲਾਹੌਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਏ ਕਾਲ ਸਮੇਂ ਲੋੜਵੰਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਵਿਤਕਰਾ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਕੀਤੀ, ਉੱਥੇ ਆਦਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸੰਪਾਦਨਾ ਸਮੇਂ ਸਭ ਧਰਮਾਂ ਸਭ ਵਰਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਹਾਂਪੁਰਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਬਰਾਬਰ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਊਚ ਨੀਚ ਅਤੇ ਅਮੀਰ ਗਰੀਬ ਆਦਿਕ ਦੇ ਭੇਦਭਾਵ ਨੂੰ ਸਦਾ ਲਈ ਮਿਟਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਉਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਘਾਟ ਨੂੰ ਦੂਰ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਥਾਵਾਂ ਤੇ 2 ਹਰਟੇ 4 ਹਰਟੇ ਖੂਹ ਲਗਵਾਏ। ਗੁਰੂ ਕੀ ਵਡਾਲੀ ਦੇ ਪੱਛਮ ਵੱਲ ਛੇਹਰਟਾ ਖੂਹ ਲਗਵਾਇਆ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅੱਜਕੱਲ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਛੇਹਰਟਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਤਰਨਤਾਰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅਤੇ ਕਰਤਾਰਪੁਰ ਨਗਰ ਅਤੇ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦਪੁਰ ਦੀ ਨੀਂਹ ਰੱਖੀ। ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਆਰਥਿਕ ਸੁਧਾਰ ਲਈ ਵਿਸ਼ੇਸ਼ ਯਤਨ ਕੀਤੇ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਦਸਵੰਧ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਥਾ ਲਾਗੂ ਕਰਨਾ, ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਘੋੜਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਪਾਰ ਲਈ ਕਾਬਲ ਕੰਧਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਭੇਜਣਾ ਅਤੇ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਜ਼ਾਰ ਸਥਾਪਿਤ ਕਰਨੇ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਨੇ 30 ਰਾਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਣੀ ਦਾ ਉਚਾਰਨ ਕੀਤਾ। ਸੁਖਮਨੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ 12 ਮਹਮਾਜ 52 ਅੱਖਰੀ ਗਾਥਾ ਫੁਨਹੇ ਸ਼ਲੋਕ ਸਹਿਸਕ੍ਰਿਤੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਆਮ ਪੜ੍ਹੀਆਂ ਜਾਣ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਬਾਣੀਆਂ ਹਨ। ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਬਾਵਜੂਦ ਵੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਤੱਤੀ ਤਵੀ ਤੇ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਤਸੀਹੇ ਝੱਲ ਕੇ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਦਾ ਜਾਮ ਪੀਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਵਿਸ਼ਵ ਦੇ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਮਹਾਂਪੁਰਖ ਹੋਏ ਹਨ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਰਤਾਜ ਵੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਦਾ ਮਹਾਨ ਸੂਰਜ ਜਗ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਸਦਭਾਵਨਾ ਨਿਰਮਲਤਾ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਪਰ ਉਪਕਾਰਤਾ ਅਤੇ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤ ਦੇ ਸ਼ੁਭ ਗੁਣ ਸਿਖਾਉਂਦਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਇਸ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਤੋਂ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ, ਪਰ ਜੋਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਦਾ ਲਈ ਅਮਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਅੱਗੇ ਨਾ ਝੁਕ ਕੇ ਸੱਚ ਨੂੰ ਸੱਚ ਕਹਿਣ ਦੀ ਹਿੰਮਤ ਰੱਖਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਪ੍ਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦੀ ਰਜ਼ਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਾਜੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਰ ਦੁੱਖ ਸੁੱਖ ਨੂੰ ਖਿੜੇ ਮੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇਸੀ ਸੰਖੇਪ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਬੋਲਦਿਆਂ ਜੇਕਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਭੁੱਲ ਚੁੱਕ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਆਪ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਾਫੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
I want to ask you a personal question. Actually, it's from my son. He's 14. And his question to you is, what should he study in university to become a car engineer of the future? Should he do physics like you?
I think physics
or should he do engineering?
I think physics and engineering are, I mean, physics provides a good framework for thinking. It has the best framework for thinking, I believe, particularly for discovering things that are counterintuitive. And but then I think also studying a bit of engineering and also, I mean, I wouldn't completely neglect the humanities as well. I think history is important. I think history is something everybody should study. There's lessons to be
and if
learned
you were to
there.
go for one, I think there's only one boy.
One boy.
My son. There's
Okay.
one of him.
Yes.
Physics. If you were to go for one.
You mean just
He
one
wants a
major?
simple answer. Yes, he's 14. He wants a simple
No, I
answer.
think probably the best choice is physics, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.